Hello and welcome to Wraggy's Beer Reviews, and today it's another beer with Wraggy. I just fancied doing something different. Review so many beers, and sometimes it's just nice to talk about something different. And that is, for me, tonight's focus is really Cask. Cask is king, and if there's anything in the last year, predominantly in this last year, ever since we started going to Beeston more and becoming friends with the happy drinkers. I mean, that consists of me, my wife Tracy, our friend Lisa, Glenn, Angela and Andy. And Andy's very much a craft beer aficionado, same as myself in some ways. Well, I don't know if I call myself a bloody aficionado. I know what I like. And he does, we both got our opinions on beers, for want of a better word, at times anyway. And it's been this love of cask beers. Wraggy's Beer Reviews started not because of cask beers. And I've said many times over the past that I was watching I was watching TV. News article came up. This little bloke in the kitchen over in Wales, and he's talking about beer. And my immediate reaction to the wife was, I can talk shit about beer. And I've been doing it for 5 years since, nearly 5 years anyway. July 2023, or was it June? I can't remember. It'll come up soon. And that's when Wraggy's Beer Reviews started, or in its original altercation, the Wraggy's Beers, Wines and Spirits Reviews, which is a bit of a long arse name. And it went down to Wraggy's Craft Beer Reviews, Wraggy's Beer Reviews, and now it's Wraggy's Beer Review Channel. And Beer Reviews Channel, I think that's the best one actually. It would have been the Beer Review Channel, but so many people kicked up a stink that I had to change it, but it is what it is. But yeah, cask. And not just cask, but drinking beer in a pub or in a tap room. And this is where my appreciation and my understanding of the beer world has changed, and more appreciative. Understanding that not every pub can have cask beer on. Not every pub can afford to, because with cask beer, it only lasts for so many days. And the worst thing as any beer pub owner to be chucking beer away, sacrilege, not only to the brewery who's made it, but it's the fact that all those beers are going down the drain. Hence why, and I don't know if this is the same across the country, local pubs in Nottingham, the Cock and Hoop, for one, in the Nottingham city centre, they do £2.50 a pint on a Monday. Fucking good day to go into town. I'm not joking. And that's not only cask, it's craft, which is really surprising, because keg lasts longer anyway, a lot longer. And yeah, I mean, I can understand discounting cask to get rid of it, so you're selling it. But keg as well, don't see the need. But for people who luckily don't work Mondays or are in Nottingham city centre on Mondays, it's a fucking great deal. Not joking. When you're getting something that's £6 on keg for £2.50 a pint, job's a good one. And I've seen like 8 and 9 percenters for £2.50 a pint. Wow, fill your flipping boots. Go in there, you. You can't fault it. But anyway, back to cask. The appreciation of cask, and I'll just drink this and tell you why. goes back to a certain beer that came on Wraggy Beer Reviews, and you're going to know this beer. Well, I think you are. Can't see the bloody bottle there. Oh, it's there behind me anyway. Because of that beer. Still, wow, not the only. Now there's two more. But the very first beer, it was a Wraggy, and the only actual collaboration beer that I actually collabed on with a Wraggy name on. Drank it on Cask, and the Cask, to be fair, I think it had a bit of Wraggy magic in the brew, because I did actually do some of the brew. But the Wraggy magic in the brew, it was an amazing Cask beer. And ever since then, really, the appreciation of both Cask and Keg has been there. And I'm lucky in Nottingham. Not only are we surrounded by some great breweries, but we're surrounded by fucking great pubs that have Cask and Keg from all over the country. All your top beer names. And I know I was winding people up. That's what a beer with Wraggy is about in some ways. Like last night, saying about Nottinghamshire and Derbyshire being the best region. There's a lot of good regions. But it gets people watching it, and it gets people saying, hold on a minute. No, it ain't. My region's better. Maybe, maybe not. In a small area, Nottinghamshire and Derbyshire are actually some region of beer. But in any case, the beers on Cask, I've had beers on Cask from literally every mega brewery across the UK and Keg. And drank some absolutely amazing beer. Looked after by pubs that are doing amazing job of looking after the beer. Don't get me wrong, it's no fucking easy thing to get a cask of beer and to tap it and think you're going to get the beer coming out. Trust me, there's a bloody art to it. As me and the boss at work found out when we got the Wraggy's Golden Ale. 2 casks of Wraggy's Golden Ale. I'm not sure what he paid for the casks. You don't pay as much for casks as you do per pint. Let's put it that way. I know this because I've spoke to breweries, and I know what the I mean, I could do that for the Wraggy's Beer Festival. I'd actually buy a cask of beer. The only problem is, I'm a fucking cat. I'm not tapping twat. I'd rather just have my own barrels and do my own barrels and go from there. Not have the worry. But yeah, there is that. But yeah, yeah, we were soaked. I was covered in Wraggy's. Yeah, which yeah, there's covering in Wraggy's, but coming at the right time. Hey. And I need to be very careful what I say on that subject. Yeah, because you can get yourself into some serious trouble. No, I'm not going down that road. But yeah, make no mistake about it, Cask. And as far as I know, Cask is unique to the UK, as from what I hear. My knowledge on that side of things isn't as obviously Cask is a living product, a bit like a bottle conditioned beer with a bit of sediment at the bottom. The beer's still alive when it goes to the pubs. And it's funny that they put a date on it, because technically, until you tap it, surely it's just brewing still. It's that little bit of yeast. Same as the 2 barrels I've got here now. I've got the Wraggy's cookie dough chocolate mild. Oof. and the Wraggy's rum and raisin double chocolate imperial stout. Although that's been fermenting longer than what that has. I've already broke the seal on that a week ago and a bit early. The rum and raisin's a bit raw still. It needs a bit another week or so, and then that's going for another few months. So, oof. A bit of Wraggy Cask. Rah. Cask Imperial from the Ragger. But yeah, yeah. Not that I know what I'm doing, but there you go. I've brewed a few beers over the years, mind. You know, and one day, maybe one day, if I'm lucky enough to win the lottery, we'll have a Wraggy's micro pub. We'll have special guests. We'll have reviews, tastings. Fucking hell, wouldn't you not? Would you not do that? Would you not? Yeah. When I grow a pair of balls, literally, not literally, but figuratively, sort of thing. And it's careful what I say there. But when I grow what I need to be, and could you imagine being in a pub and saying to people, right, good evening, everyone. We're going to do a bit of a live tasting. And I've seen the Bang the Elephant and Emperor's Brewery was it last year now? It was last year. Shit, time flies. And it was autumn, September time last year. It was dark about 9 o'clock, so that tells you what time of the year it was. And the lads there, Bang the Elephant, come so far to go as well. There's a journey. I'm so proud of their journey. Similar to me in a lot of respects, people ignore you, and the local community, beer community, ignores the fact that you're there. And it's sad, really. Slight tangents, but Nottingham's beer community, and I don't mean the breweries, because the breweries, for the most part, know I'm there. But the beer community either know I'm there and they're not, and just take no notice whatsoever, or know I'm there and think, no, we're not having any part of it. And is there a click? I always felt that with Nottingham's beer scene, that there's a bit of a click going off. Is there? I don't know. I know that I firmly, well and truly, have never been invited to certain things in the beer region. And even though 5 years, and even during COVID, where possibly I was the most active, not one of the most active beer reviewers out there, but certainly the most active person in Nottingham by a long shot, promoting the beer, local beer world sort of thing. And it's not the fact that you need people to say or invite you along, but sometimes you look and you think, okay, not even a fucking smidge or an iota. Yeah, just kind of it's interesting, it's slight. There's a slight annoyance, and then I think to myself, well, if that's how you are, you are, you know. But when it comes to your side of things, and you want your stuff promoting or something, and I just absolutely blatantly ignore you as well. But there you go. Slight little bitch there. We all have a little bitch now and again, don't we? Little things annoy us all. And yeah, I do have a slight annoyance on that side of things. And I do wonder sometimes whether people view beer reviewers in a certain different light. And I mean, for the most part, most beer reviewers are actually really flipping decent people. So there's no need for it. But oh, it's tasting well. So yeah, Cask. like I say, my general haunts, although I've done a lot of the pubs around in and around Nottingham, my general haunts that I go to tend to be the Star Inn in Beeston, Crown Inn in Beeston, the Pottle in Beeston, and the Robin Hood and Little John in Arnold. They are the pubs. There are other pubs I've been to, but not really on a regular basis. I don't go out drinking that much anyway. Can't afford to be honest. But and obviously the tap rooms. I've been to all your Black Iris, Totally Tapped, when it was Totally Brewed anyway. Neon Raptor, obviously, been there. And obviously the Castle Rocks Vat and Fiddle, which is their tap bar. Trent Nav's, what is basically their tap bar. Trent Navigation. And obviously Magpie Brewery, I've been there. And obviously Fire Rock as well, up in Sutton Ashfield. Like I say, Cask. Getting that balance, getting Cask conditioned perfectly. Wow. Is that a brewer thing? I mean, locally to me, Lincoln Green, they actually run courses, free courses, which is something special for them to run free courses on how to, condition and sort out your cask. And the funny thing was, two or three of my workmates went, and I never actually got sent on the course. Which one is strange, being a beer reviewer slash somebody who's actually got an interest in beer, not only from a selling point of view, because if I had a micro pub, I look at what the best micro pubs are doing and think, I see what you're doing, and I'll try and do better. And yeah, we locally, around a 10-mile perimeter around my house, we've got some amazing pubs that are doing beer in the best way possible. With good host, knowledgeable staff. If you're going to sell a beer to someone, and having worked in supermarkets for 5 years, I can talk about beer until I come home, until the cows come home, as I can with wine and spirits. Not so much wine and spirits these days because I've been out of the game since 2015. Wow, that was ages ago. 8 years since I left Sainsbury's, and I had a 5-year hiatus from gardening, and been back into gardening 8 years, although one shit year, but there you go. Can't win them all. So, yeah, Cask. It is, there are so many fantastic breweries brewing amazing beer. And just to go to a pub, obviously Cask beer is not ice cold. It doesn't need to be. It's meant to be about 12 or 13 degrees, as long as I remember that rightly. Whereas keg beer is basically about 5 or 6 degrees, as long as I remember that as well. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Do apologise. People get stuff wrong. Don't kill me. But yeah. And for me also, that sometimes, especially with a dark beer, the warmer the beer is, the better the flavours accentuate in the beer. Whereas obviously your double IPAs and your triple IPAs and that, the cooler the better, but not too cool. There is a temperature thing where it brings out the flavour. But yeah, that's my, chat for today. Cask is king, and I'm just going to have a little bit more of a sample of this. This is a week on from what that was. Bottle's solid, and it's only because I've drank all the decent stuff that's over it. And I've got a load of bottles down there that don't look great. still think this needs a bit longer. Little pop. Not much of a head. I think the warmth of the next few months will help the barrel. Warm it up, maybe ferment a bit more out. Yeah, for me, it's not quite there yet. It's clearing nicely. Like all beers, they need to clear. Some can be a bit fresh. And I've noticed this at beer festivals. Hucknall Beer Festival, fantastic beer festival. But there were a couple of beers there from local breweries. One that tasted not good at all, and another that wasn't that I've just tasted recently, and it's changed ever so much. And that's a thing of being too fresh maybe at the time. And you know, the commercial breweries, so they know what they're doing. Right, the rum and raisins are a little bit more muted on the nose this time. That's a good thing. It was a little bit too strong, so this will be interesting. Still needs to carbonate more. Strength is there. Bloody hell. You know, you can feel it. I can hear it in my voice. It's about 10%. But bloody hell. But I can really feel that strength. And it's a good one, you know. Ooh, it's got some bite in it, hey. Wow. So a week and a bit on, and already it's maturing. The rum and raisins coming down a little bit. It was a bit too overly in your face. It's getting better. Give it a few months. Wow. I've got a bottle of cookie dough as well, the chocolate mild, and then this week, sometime this week, I'm going to do the sticky toffee pudding. So again, you know, that's going to be interesting. And then I need to borrow um, a cask, not cask, pressure barrel off a mate for the fourth of the Wraggy beers going into. So that's not far for 160 pints going into barrels, and for the Wraggy Beer Festival. So all good fun there. But yeah, for me, cask, keg is king. Drinking bottles at home is great, but the experience of going to a good pub, drinking a good beer in a good pub with friends is something you just don't get. I don't get it at home, obviously, you know, and I look forward to my Saturdays out, experiencing pubs, you know, obviously not idiots, I can't be doing my bloody idiots, but experiencing the goodness of what pubs can deliver, and a chat, you know, after a long week at work, when you've had a tough week, emotionally and mentally, to just have a chat and forget about the shit that you may have gone through. It's or life, you know, life in general, to just escape the burden of life. It's an amazing thing, and certainly a thing to save you. I don't know what that was. Anyway, gotta run. Cask is king. Do you agree? Cask and keg is king. Cheers all.